What's going on, everybody? This is Epi coming at you with another Epi chat. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I got a real treat, actually, a player that I personally have a lot of respect for. And during my research, I got extremely excited for doing this interview. I'm talking, of course, about, as you can see on your screen, FNG, Team Captain Virtus Pro. Hello, friend. Welcome to the show, man. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm great, man. I've been looking forward to this for a while, and I did a lot of research. We also met at the Frankfurt Major. This is now a little while back, and I think maybe this would be a cool start for us in our little talk here. How you perceived the event yourself. I mean, you guys had a solid run until you got knocked out by OG. And maybe the first thing we can start off with is when you guys got, lost to OG, what were your feelings then? Were you so surprised and also thought that they would have a shot at winning the whole thing? Was it already could you already see it?
No, I think that's a great feeling that we played almost on same level with winners of Frankfurt Major because I think that we did go well in games versus them,
Mm-hmm.
and you usually don't feel sad if you're losing like that. Usually you feel sad when you just get destroyed by a really strong team, but also when you just get destroyed by a strong team you're kind of sad and in some way you're just like angry because you feel that you need to play more, you need to become a better player, and that's why we are playing Dota, I think.
Yeah, so you enjoyed those games a lot since they were so close?
Yeah, sure.
I have the drafts open right now. I mean, I don't know if you would kind of remember every single draft, but game one went to OG, game two went to you guys, and then game three was taken by OG, and they were all between 35 to 45 minutes. And the last game then was, went to OG. When you look back to the series, was there any specific moment or game that sticks out in your memory?
Um, First of all, I would say that we tried, not we don't try it, we really just were preparing for Team OG. We watched their replays, tried to understand what they're trying to do, and from our perspective, we knew that OG playing also the same play style as we do. They're just trying to team fight, to snowball, to death ball, and finish the games early. Sometimes they're doing it really fast, really good, but sometimes they go into late game with good heroes like Shadowfiend, Phantom Lancer, and win late game. And we knew that if we'll just run them out from map, just pressure them into their base and farm more and win the game like that. But we did like a really huge mistake in game three. Personally, I did this mistake because I dived into like tier 4 towers and died, and my team died, and we lost this game.
Ah,
Was,
okay.
yeah, I remember those games.
Oh man, that's crazy. I actually had a talk with S4 at the event as well, and one thing he mentioned was that he thought it was very good for OG because Alliance scrims a lot with OG as well, and when he looked at the drafts, he thought that OG get a lot of the heroes and combos that they like. But now you also said that you prepared a lot. So do you feel with your preparation you were able to really prepare for the draft and the playstyle of OG, or was there certain things that really surprised you and you had to learn on the go versus OG?
I would say that it's really hard in this patch and in this time to prepare for everything because every team is playing like every 10 different heroes and they're playing every hero really good and you can't remember everything. But
Hmm.
teams like OG, they have a really huge hero pool, but their play style almost the same on any hero.
Mm-hmm.
So usually you're just trying to like give them heroes that you most like to play against and just play against it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we gave them heroes, but it was comfortable for us still.
Oh, okay, understood. And one thing I find interesting about you as a captain as well is the way, because I watch a lot of interviews, of course, and the way that you talk about being a captain yourself. And I mean, for one, you say that, in game three, you remember, what you did wrong personally. And one thing you repeat more often in interviews is that one of the things you put a lot of focus on is recognizing mistakes that you made and then not doing them again in the future. Sounds simple, but this is kind of something that you always reiterate a lot. So looking back at the Frankfurt Major and maybe also the game from OG, were there even any big lessons for you about play style or anything?
I would say that we really should be more patient than we did in Frankfurt Major, because we lost really a lot of games, or almost lost a lot of games because of that. Because we're just trying to, just do everything possible, but sometimes you need just calm down, just wait like 5 seconds, and you will do better than we did, something like that.
So you feel like you pressure yourself and your team too much to try and make things happen too fast, and then that way maybe it's the wrong timing or you make mistakes?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
All right.
Exactly what you said.
One other thing I found cool was you said that when you moved to Virtus Pro, you liked the fact that the players were very loyal to you, and that you said it's important that there's two different ways that you can captain the team. One is that all four players from their own will follow you and they trust in your decisions, and the other is that you kind of just be a dictator. Obviously you would consider yourself being the first kind, where the players just kind of follow you as well. Could you talk a bit about how you would describe your captaining style? Do you kind of delegate tasks in game a lot to other players? Do you make pretty much all of the calls, or where would you say, can you talk a bit about your in-game style as a captain?
It's like really hard to talk about myself from this perspective, but I would say that I can't say that I'm a good leader or a strong leader, but people saying that I have some kind of aura that helps them to like don't do shit stuff, or like understand how to win games. I mean, I can't. I don't know Papi, but Papi for me is like person who will say, "Go there, this thing will win a game." I can do it from after the game, because I watch the game. I will say what's going wrong and what we should do better. But I'm never sure about myself, because it's all about experience. And now I would say that I have a lot of experience to like say some stuff like, guys, we have to go there. We will, like, if they made a mistake, we will win the game, blah blah blah. And I just hope that I will like took more and more and more experience, and sometime I will like became a top one player, something like that.
Yeah, and I mean, the how happy are you with, because one thing that many people and pro players I talk to mention a lot is how it's hard, when you make decisions, you got to trust yourself and you just kind of, make the call and go do it. Are you happy with the way that your instinct in making these big decisions in game is so far? Do you have a good success rate when you make crucial in game decisions, that they work out okay?
I mean, I'm not top one, but I'm not the last, so that already means something. But I can't like say that I'm 100% happy, because I'm not a winner. That's why I'm not happy. But I can say that I'm sad.
Okay. Do you think, when you, obviously you are probably a very self-critical guy, and you always look for things to improve. What right now, in terms of, before we start talking about your team, there will be lots of topics that we will still talk about as we move on toward this interview. But just about yourself, you as a captain, as a player, is there any thing specific where you think this is something where you need to improve?
I think I'm like really more emotional sometimes, because it's not about control. It's more about that you just can't go out from this like level of or type of emotion where you're just tilting. You can't like think properly. You're just starting to, I don't know, blame myself and just can't play normal, something like
Hmm.
that. Sometimes this happen for me, and I hope I will like improve this thing.
Okay. So is it when the game is not going your way, then you sabotage yourself a little bit?
Yeah, sometimes I can't say that it happens really often, but sometimes it happens.
Hmm. Do you have someone in your team that is kind of the chill guy that is also there sometimes to maybe help you come down?
I think G is one of this person.
Hmm. Is it?
He's yeah, he's sometimes not sometimes he often helps me in terms of draft, in terms of like captain, and sometimes he's saying what we have to do because one person can't know everything.
Hmm.
Everyone should help everyone, and this is how it works in our team. If someone needs something, he's asking the team like, guys, I need some information here, or guys, I need you to test something, blah blah blah, and we are helping each other. And I believe that's why we are really like maybe like a lot of people will say that we are looking like a strong team with a good team spirit and something like that.
Hmm. Would you agree with that? Are you happy with the team spirit?
Yeah, sure.
And with G and his support, I guess a lot of it comes down to him being such a veteran player. He's maybe still part of the older generation of Dota players. With NS and maybe even Dread. He used to play with for a very long time with very renowned players. So do you think it's the maturity as a Dota 2 pro that helps you just kind of calm down sometimes?
Yeah, sure. I mean, for me, it's all about experience and have one of like the best experienced players in the world. It's really helping myself.
Hmm. All right. Now let's. I do still want to talk about the roster with which you also attended the Frankfurt Major. Just to get to know the players a little bit. I mean, obviously, over the course of this interview, we'll get to know you a little bit better. But one person, at least, that I found very interesting to think about was Lil. He's still pretty young, isn't he? How old is he?
Mm, to be honest, I'm not sure, but he's around 20, I believe.
Ah, okay, so not that young. All right. Can you say something about his character? Not in game, but what kind of a person would you think he is, or do you think he is?
He's in some ways he's really strange person, to be honest. Like sometimes he's doing like strange stuff and like, Lil, what are you doing, bro? Don't do this. You can read his Twitter and sometimes he's doing some really like interesting stuff, I would say. But I'm one of the person who like lived almost in village, and I can't blame some people of because of his character or something, because I understand that every people is different and everyone like have some bad things or something like that, and you just have to take them and live with them. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So it's about accepting people as they are, positives and
yeah, yeah.
negatives. Hmm.
Like it really doesn't matter for me because I can't say that I'm perfect. Really, I'm not perfect person. I did a lot of bad stuff and I'm doing a lot of bad stuff, but I always just hope for improving, and Lil one of that person who also looking for improving, and we just improving each other and improving ourselves.
Yeah, but that exactly that attitude I think is so important in everything. Just moving on and trying to just make the best out of things.
Yeah.
What about Phobos?
Phobos is really old, not only in Dota, and just old guy, because he's a programmer first of all, because it really helps to be like a clever guy, because you take some things easier and you can help some young guys to find some way to resolve the problems, and he really helps us in a lot of problems. And it's really like I really like to talk with him on some teams like program or like I don't know, just about something, because he's really clever.
So he's like the wise guy.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
Do you know what language he programs or?
Um, I think he know C++ and
Hmm.
something with HTML, but I'm not sure.
Hmm. Do you are you into that as well?
A bit, just a bit.
Okay. Yeah, but it's interesting, right? When somebody is a programmer, then the way they think about things is very logical. It's I can imagine. How old is he? Do you know how old he is?
28, I think.
Oh, so he's like the fear of the CIS scene.
Yeah, we can say it like that.
Hmm. Okay, moving on. G. I mean, I got to talk to him at Frankfurt Major. This guy, Dota is such a fast-paced environment, and then I was shocked to see how many fans have, they only follow Dota for a few years, and G has been around for ages. I still remember him playing on M5 and in TI1. How would you describe him as a person?
First of all, I can say like a little story. When I just start to look for Dota, for professional Dota, I was like maybe 30 years old, and I was like in fifth class, and my first like dream was to play someone with Puppy, G, PGG, like with someone, doesn't matter. And now, just looking back, like, oh my god, I really like dreamed it about it, and now this guy just, playing with me, helping me. It's like really funny. And
So you were watching, as you were a young kid, 13 years old, you were watching Dota and you were really idolizing them a lot, and that was your dream, and now you're just happy that you made it happen.
yeah, but I can say that I really followed this dream. I just played Dota because I like this game a lot, and I didn't think that in some time I will play with them, because for me it was more about just improve myself.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point I become this person and start to play with them.
Awesome. And G as a person?
I mean, G is, he's kinda old, but I can say that he putting himself like as an old person. He's understands that he's old, but he still can do every single thing that young people doing right now.
Mm-hmm. Do you have an example? Like, what do you mean?
I mean, I remember that when I started to play Dota, I played really a lot. Just like 24 hours, like for 3 days, it was fine for me. Now I can't play really long for a long time, because I'm getting mad because I see that people playing worse than me. They way worse than I did in childhood. Right now, I just understand the way more than people do, and I'm really getting mad. But I'm not saying that guys like, what the fuck, I'm mad, don't play this game. I'm just like putting it in myself and don't show it outside, but it's like it's inside me.
Yeah.
And like I forgot the question.
No problem, dude. It's yeah. So it's just the rage at the Dota players that got you off track. Well,
Yeah,
you
and
were talking about. Uh-huh.
I just can't play a lot of games, but he can't. He just playing all the time. Just I don't know. He didn't miss one single day to play. Just practice for like 1 versus 1, 5 versus 5 matchmaking. He just playing a lot of Dota.
Still, I mean, I remember that when he was playing on LGD International, I think it was Pycat, who in an interview said, "Dude, this G guy, man, that Russian, he's just fucking playing all night, like the whole time."
There is another story about G. When he played in Moscow 5, he said, "For me, bootcamp is like doesn't matter where is it, like in garage, like
Yeah.
on the, I don't know, outside. It doesn't matter. I just need bed and computer and give me food. I will just eat, play Dota, sleep.
Yeah.
That's all. That's really funny, but he's really cool guy."
Yeah, absolutely, man. That is so awesome. So nice. Okay, of course, one big thing I did want to talk about was your roster change in Virtus Pro. Obviously, something that must have been a very difficult decision because, as you said, you were very happy with the way things were going inside of the team. And I think your manager also said it very good when he said that you decided to take the risk, to change the roster. I think that says a lot with just a few sentences. I would like to just quickly read for the listeners the statement that Illidan gave. It's translated by Reddit users, so credit goes out to Hand of Skadi on Reddit. FNG, if this is somehow wrong on the content, then just let me know afterwards, just so that people know what the statement is. So for everybody that's been living under a rock, Illidan got replaced by Silent. Silent will be playing first position in Virtus Pro. And regarding the change, Illidan had the following to say. Alright, I think many people are waiting for me to comment. I haven't been mistaken yet in situations that involve myself. It is the same this time. It was the most successful team and I wanted to stay with them. But to regret about something or to think about how something could have been is not for me. I'll continue to move forward as I've always did. I do not consider myself better or worse than anyone else. I'll continue to improve and I'll not compare myself to anyone. There is only one thing I ask. Do not blame the guys who made this decision. Give them time and they will show themselves. Be tolerant. I had quite a lot of drawbacks they did not want to put up with, that's all. All this was done right and for greater results. The life and the following matches will tell. Do not blame people for opting for hopes for the best. So that was the statement. I hope this was from the contents so far okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Can you just, I don't want to ask any specific question. Can you tell us what's going through your mind when you think about this?
I mean, it's really sad to talk about it, and in some ways it's really funny because I already made a statement in for Russian community, for CS community, and to be fair, to be honest, I can't say really something new that any person would say from my perspective. Illidan is a great player. He's a good friend. I'm still talking with him between matches and between matchmakings, and I really enjoy to play with him. But sometimes, team just getting in this position where you need to change something, and you don't know what is better. You taking the risk, and we are trying to take this risk because sometimes you just. I don't know how to say it. Maybe I will say it, and it's really wrong. But sometimes you have to change one person for not disbanding whole team because maybe it's better. But I'm really not sure how describe this situation. And I understand that I can say a lot about it because some information is private, because it's personal information, and I'm not that kind of person like PPD who can just let it out and let people and community blame everyone and just speak about it. I do not like this way.
I can understand that, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think one important thing we need to say is that I think it's very, very clear that there's still a lot of respect and friendship between all the guys, and that this was a professional decision for better results, and Illidan understands that, you understand that, and I think the community understands that. So I think this gives us a good foundation to say just certain reasons that so they also don't get understand the wrong way. For example, I think one thing that would be interesting to hear is what are these drawbacks that Illidan is talking about? What are some of the things that were maybe holding him back or holding the team back?
It's again, it's bad to say it from my perspective, but from what I heard from my guys and what I heard from my team, they not 100%, but maybe 80% that they're playing mostly because of me, because it's really great for them to have a leader, to have a guy who will lead them to not to victory, just lead them to something and grow up together, improve together, and just do every single stuff together. And we're really trying to do this. We really try to do this, but something went wrong just a bit, and I don't know, we just need something to change, and we decide to change the roster just a bit.
So does this mean that did Illidan sometimes have problems to listen to in-game calls?
No, it's not about it. It's not about the game. It's more about chemistry between people and more about personalities. and
Okay.
characters.
Okay.
I mean, I can say that some of us have bad character or Illidan have bad character. It's more about that we played for a long time together and something bad will like deeping inside us, and at some point it went out and it was really hard to keep playing together. But that not means that we like hate each other or hate Illidan. That's just happened, and you just take it and say, okay, we have to do something with this, and this is one of the way to do it.
Okay. Is the so would you think that the issues had to do with the way the communication worked? Like, was it hard maybe to give criticism? In what like where can we? I'm having a hard time understanding where the conflicts or the difficulties kind of came from. Was it hard for you to criticize properly? Was it because obviously I don't think you guys were sitting there insulting each other, so there must have been other issues that came up.
I would say that just a bit of everything,
Hmm.
because you know everyone not perfect, and everyone can take sometimes criticism, or sometimes people can criticize each other because we're really close friend and we really like each other, and sometimes you just don't want to say something bad about someone,
Yeah.
and this is just everything, and just nothing to say also.
Okay. All right. Then, of course, first of all, thanks for speaking out in that regard. Did you try? One last thing I did want to ask: did you try to address it? Did you, when you think back, are you happy with the way do you think you should have tried maybe harder to get things straightened out, or do you think you did everything in your power and it was just time to change something?
Mm, I would say that for this time and for this moment, I did really everything that I could. But maybe in future, I will see something else. What could I do in this time?
Okay.
I believe that I did everything at least, but I might get wrong, because I can say that I am not. I knew everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, that's perfectly fine. Silent. So let's now move forward and talk about what is. And one thing that is Silent. He will be playing number one position. And I did. I mean, you come from Power Rangers back in the day, and of course, I think all you people know each other since you're all pro players. But how is your relationship to Silent? How do you know him for a long time? Have you played with him? Can you talk a bit about your relationship to him?
To be fair, there is nothing to say. We knew nothing, and the only thing that we know it was from what we saw from games.
Oh, really? So there's no connection between you, and this is, you just know.
Yeah,
Oh, wow. Okay.
that's really risk. That's why manager said it.
Uh-huh. And how long have you guys been scrimming together and stuff?
About 5 games.
Oh, okay. Crazy. Well, I met him at DreamHack 2012, and very kind, respectful person, very down to earth. So I think it's a good person to take this risk with. Um, what else? Anything else come to mind you want to say?
I mean, when first time I talked to Silent, and the only thing that I asked him that, like, man, we are not the champions, we are not the winners, we are not the best, we are just trying to improve.
Hmm.
And you need to understand that everything can go wrong with this roster change, and we can become like the worst team in the world. And he just accepted it. And okay, here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Awesome. Um, let's talk a bit about conflict management, because you're also one of the captains that said in interviews that Dota is so much too about teamwork and communication. And is there anything in particular that you put? Well, what do I want to? I want to ask when a conflict comes up in game. Maybe something happens where you think this is not very good, and then after the game you talk about it. How do you do you go about it? Like you have G, for example, and maybe he then goes and makes something wrong and you need to talk to him about it. How do you do it?
To be fair, usually I'm just like, going alone and start think about it, analyze it, and if I can't do it alone, I'm just starting to ask someone. But I would say that most of the problems that I solve, I like took them alone, and I don't know how to say it in English, but no, I just like go with them alone. I'm fine with that.
Okay, so it's not like after the game you say, all right, here, look at this, guys. We should not have done this. We should have done this
No,
and
no,
that.
no. If like it's a team problem, of course I'm talking for team. I mean, if I made some call, like a bad call, I'm just, guys, okay, I did it wrong, and like next time I will do better. And then I'm starting to think in myself, like, what could I do better and what should I do? But I can say that like I have a one bad habit. When I see that I can win a game by myself, I'm just like saying, guys, we can leave. It's over. Like, go, leave. But it's like it's really bad because I'm dismoralizing my team. I'm tilting. I'm not helping my team to win. It's sometimes it just happens with me, and I say to my guys, okay, guys, if I am saying this, like you take control over me, over the team, and over the game, and do everything. I will just do my best, and they helping me.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, thanks for sharing that. That's very nice, to know that you are one able to say that to your team. Be like, guys, sometimes, I'm an idiot. I just do that. So if it happens, and that they also accept it and help you out in that regard. So that's pretty good, man. Is when it comes to the team improving itself, would you say that you could have the most improvement inside of the game? Like, do you have the most problems? I don't want to call it problems, but do you think you have more to improve on in game or outside of the game? Do you think it's you need to focus more on better communication and being better team players, or do you need to focus more on strategies in game and heroes?
I would say we played like 3 games on StarLadder, and we played one game like at funny tournaments with all random mod. And I played carry role, Silent played support role, Lil go mid, and G played support. And we did like have like zero problems with communication. No, just everything did what he know, and he did everything what he want to do, and that's absolutely fine in our team. But if we are losing, that means already that something is wrong. And if communication is fine, that means that problem is in strategies and like understanding the game and doing some stuff. So I think that's our problem.
Mm-hmm. The way OG played and won the game, and you saying it's similar to the way you play, does kind of make me want to ask you to talk a bit about your philosophy on the way the game is played right now, and maybe other teams play it. You guys, can you describe for us, please, kind of an ideal game where you just really own the enemy? What is the objectives? What is it about? Is it because, for example, I heard now from a lot of people that PPD really likes to play with vision and information of the game. What's your philosophy on developing the game, orchestrating it?
I believe it's more about ending the game and winning the game. It doesn't matter what hero you're playing. It doesn't matter what strategy. It's more about like ending the game, really, like killing the Tron, killing the Axis, killing everything. And usually in some draft, especially CS team and our team, like really have some problems with ending the games. And I believe before TI and after TI, that's what we really focused on, like ending the game. Don't make stupid mistakes with dominate, with like disadvantage and everything and stuff. And the second thing is more about, for me, vision, information, and initiation. It's like one thing, but there is like 3 different way to describe it.
Mm-hmm. Why is it so hard for you guys perhaps to finish the game? Is it because you draft so hard on winning lanes? Is it a mentality thing? Uh, what's the issue there?
I think it's more about the drought because we have some heroes like, Vengeful Spirit. He can't really hit high ground
Yeah.
because he will just get spammed by some skills with some heroes like Winter Wyvern or just something. It doesn't matter. And you just have to kill heroes before you're going high ground. And that's why you have to understand where people moving. You have to see them, to understand their move, to have a good vision and stuff. And sometimes we have problems with that, but we are improving and trying to do our best.
Mm. Yeah, it's interesting though to hear that, to hear you say that too. That the draft gives you an edge in when it doesn't come to taking high ground. So before you take it, you got to find picks and create the opening that way. I do want to. One thing I did remember just now is that, um, I want to talk about your time as a captain of Navi. And I feel like this is a great time to do that because you are and have been a very successful captain in your own team. And you've shown with Virtus Pro that you're a top Dota team, top Dota captain as well. And the whole time during Navi was very controversial, I think, because, many people were there that believed in you as a captain, but Navi itself had some very strong characters too. So I want to start this discussion by telling you one thing that you said in an interview where you mentioned that it was hard for you to be a captain in Navi. Actually, you said you could not be captain in Navi because they were totally different. You were talking about the difference between Virtus Pro, where they really accepted you as a captain and followed you, and in Navi was difficult. Um, can you explain that a little bit more thoroughly for us to understand the situation there?
Mm, First of all, I will never say that Dainty or Hvost or Fanik or One Score was a bad person, or like they were saying that FNG are so bad, like leave the
Yes.
team and blah blah blah. They're great persons, they're great players, and I really enjoyed with them. But
Hmm.
you need to understand you need to look it from their perspective. They were 3 times in grand finals of the international. They won one international and they won a lot of tournaments. The way experienced than I am, and they just needed a captain, a good captain, and a strong leader. When I was in Navi, I wasn't like a strong leader. I was a leader, but not a strong leader, and that's why, it's not worked for us and for Navi and for me.
And was it? How did it show in game that you were not as strong a leader as you needed to be?
Mm, I can't just pick heroes and say, okay, guys, we are playing it and it's a winning strategy. I'm more about like make my team comfortable, do everything that my team asks me. Like FNG, we need to make calls. FNG, we need to understand how strategy working and blah blah blah. And I am doing like everything for my team. But in Navi, they want to do something what they want to do,
Hmm.
and I can't help them because they were just on different level from me, and that's why it didn't work at all.
So a different understanding of how the game needs to be played.
Maybe
Mm-hmm.
it's not like only understanding. It's more about like saying to each other how you see the game, to communicate between each other and everything.
How would you? Where would you? Was it a big difference in, for example, you would say, oh, I would like to do it this way, and then they would disagree with you. Where did the inefficiencies of your leadership in Navi show?
Mm, I think it was more about how to win games. For me, it was fine to like get some heroes to dominate early, to pressure the enemy team. For them, it was maybe like to take some late hero and win late game because they understand late game better than I am, and that's why maybe in not that's why I mean like maybe in this point we were different.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, Vanscore was also relatively new to the squad then, and then you have Dendi, Fanik, Rovost, who were a very strong core. How was Vanscore's position in this constellation of five? In terms of, because I imagine that since Dendi, Fanik, and Rovost have played together so long that they had a pretty synchronized understanding, and then there was your way, and then maybe was Vanscore. Is this a correct view, or how was it? Is it different?
I would say that one score like tried to do everything to make his team comfortable.
Yeah.
Maybe he really tried to do it, but maybe he can't do it because of some reasons, because like he didn't know how to do it exactly, or he just don't have power to do it. But he really tried to make everyone comfortable with playing him and did everything possible.
Yeah. And how was the time during Navi in general? Was the mood then very? Because I mean, of course, for you it must have been frustrating because maybe at the time you probably believed in yourself that you could do it if they followed you and they trusted you, right?
No. I can't say that I'm sad or I thinking that oh my god they're not listening me and that's why we are losing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like looking for this and I thought like I have to improve myself. It doesn't matter like who is wrong, who is right. I just have to take experience and to keep improving myself.
Yeah.
That was the goal for me.
Yeah, and when you talk about, I don't, ask in a way to find out, who's wrong and who's right, but I think what people find interesting to know about is where were the differences. For example, one thing that was very insightful was that you said that maybe your philosophy at the time back in Navi to be strong early game, dominate them, and then use that to finish the game, whereas maybe their understanding was more focused on also being a little bit safer in the late game. Is there any other examples that could help people understand the tragic time that you had with Navi, I guess?
I would say that, as I say it's more about even experience and micro and macro skills because I can't say that I was like a best player when I was in Navi. I really did some stupid mistakes and misplayed a lot, and maybe that's also the point of difference because look at like Hvost, Dandy, and Fanik in that time, and look at me because I really think that I was bad, but I always think that in the past I was bad. So
Hmm. Okay, so how are things gonna go with Navi now? Do you have? I mean, it's they have issues with their rosters so far. What are they gonna maybe pick up Illidan, or do you have any idea or opinion on Navi?
yeah, even if I know I can say it, but I would say that they came back. Oh my god, my English is always bad, but I think that they really need art style to like rule them because
Mm.
I don't think there is any other person who can be Navi captain at least now, because it's more not about like that Navi bad or something like that. It's more about to make a good relation, to make a good like to make a contact between each other and art style. He played already with Dandy. He knew Saneika. He played with no, he's not played with Ditera, but Saneika played with Ditera, and this
Mm.
team have a lot of connection between each other. They're really good friends. They trust each other, and that's why this Navi I think will work. But they need just time. Maybe they need like 10 years to become the best team in the world, but you just need to understand that their goal is to improve themselves and to improve everyone. So I believe in these kind of teams.
Very cool. That's a very nice insight. So, staying on the topic of shuffling, is there any? Do you follow this at all? Like, watch? I mean, obviously, you can talk to players directly, but is there any particular team or constellation that you find very interesting, where you're not sure how things are gonna work out for them?
CS reshuffle is still don't end it mainly because Empire have two stand-ins now, Navi have two stand-ins now, and I think some teams possibly want to make some roster change, but they're not making it because of like sponsors, because of management and stuff. But I think that no, every team should work for improve, and that Fnatic that they kicked Black, it was like really interesting for me because they already said, guys, we will have zero roster change, but
Mm-hmm.
they really did, and I really like it's really interesting and surprising me a lot.
Because you wonder then what the reason was, if maybe some very big agent was agreeing to come in, or
And it's more not about like roster change. It's more about what was the reason to say that there will be no roster change and then make a roster
mm,
change. For me, it's like means that people like made some rage or something because it's really strange
mm-hmm.
to see this coming.
um, are you? I mean, the roster lock is gonna come up relatively soon. What are your thoughts and opinions on this system? I mean, you now have your team completed, probably. Um, how do you like this type of rule?
I can talk a lot of things about Valve, about the roster lock system and stuff, but first of all, you need to understand that Valve is a big company, but in some terms it's really small because it consists only of 300 persons, I believe, if I am not wrong. And you need to understand that there are a lot of games in Steam, and not only in Steam. I believe there are a lot of projects that Valve working on it,
Mm-hmm.
and they can do everything. They're really trying, and I really hope that they will do everything possible to like make community happy, to make great games, to make a pro community like really happy, and they're really doing some amazing stuff, I would say, because when I was a child, I really never saw that I will play for like $1 million, really
Yeah.
$1 million, because
Uh-huh.
in my country, uh, $10,000 it's already a big money because my country is not like so rich as USA or something, and you need to understand that Valve really trying to improve everything, and from this perspective I really respect everything that Valve doing, but sometimes I really don't understand some things like roster lock. And like there is few problems that I see. First problem is that teams can test people at all, because
Mm-hmm.
if you will not make roster lock, you'll just go in open qualifiers and no one want to take this risk. And I feel like it's really bad for pro teams because you always have to take some time before you make a decision, maybe even test some people to with who you're gonna play, because there is no time to test it at all. You just have to make a decision and take risk. This is what I feel stupid. And the other thing that I feel stupid, that if you like make a mistake between this roster lock and locked for someone, Valve don't like let you to change your decision. It's also stupid.
Mm-hmm. And now another thing is of course the major system. Now instead of one big tournament, we have four spread across. So it feels like Valve tries to make teams stick together and work out their problems. The major system itself, is this something that you like better than the roster lock system?
Uh, uh, you also need to understand that major system. I can't say that there is some kind of system.
Mm-hmm.
Valve just gave money to some company to provide a good tournament like ESL, Perfect World, and someone else,
Mm-hmm.
and they just paying the money, buying the tickets, and the company doing everything else. And that means that every company can run a big tournament if he have like money.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have money, you don't like do the stuff. And I mean, it's really great to have this tournament, but in some case it's kind of strange because it really doesn't matter how many tournaments you run. It's more about stability and run something new always. Because right now we're just played a lot of tournaments before majors. We have a lot of different tournaments, and they were all the same. You were just playing versus the same team everywhere. It was like really stupid and sad. And right now we have almost the same. We are just playing the same team everywhere. I mean, like we have like 4 LANs before major, and at every LAN there was like secret, e.g., some Chinese team, the Virtus Pro, and someone else, and we
Yeah.
just just playing each other like 20 games in 2 months. I don't think it's really good because we are playing the same patch almost every single LAN, and sometimes it feels really boring. It's really exciting to play this tournament, but I'm just saying what I think. For sure, I will keep playing these tournaments and do everything possible to win, but I feel that it's really not like the best
Ideal.
shape. Yeah, the ideal shape.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's I think everybody understands how you mean it. Now you mentioned playing the same patch as well. What are some things that you're looking forward to in the new patch? What are like the few maybe heroes or just things in the current patch that you hope will go away with the next patch?
Well, to be honest, I don't think about those kind of things because I understand that Ice Frog will just make everything what he wants, and it doesn't matter what I want. And my goal is just to play this game, and it doesn't matter what I think or what I want. So
Oh,
usually
okay.
I just take it. Okay, if this hero imbalanced, okay, play it. This hero is good, okay, let's go, funny.
Yeah.
But to be honest, sometimes some heroes is just destroying Dota from my perspective, like Doom, like Troll, Sniper, because you don't need much to win the game. Like Doom was really imbalanced. You just need to like buy Axe, go late game, use on their best carry hero Doom, and you won. It's really stupid.
Mm.
You
Any
know,
other
I
things? I mean, you mentioned Doom now, for example.
no, there's no other things. I just don't like to play against heroes who just don't let you play normal Dota. Doom one of those heroes, and Troll also like, what the hell? He was just bashing every carry and he
Uh,
won like, and Sniper. He just staying the way like from high
5 years
range.
away. Yeah.
Yeah, and you just can't kill him, and you can't play Dota. And Treant Protector, like you're just staying. The strategy in Virtus Pro Polar when I was playing Treant Protector was like, guys, stay in base, don't die, I will farm everything. Good Dota, good Dota. It was fun to play it, but when I'm looking back, it's like really feels stupid
Hmm.
because this heroes is playing not Dota, they're playing some other game.
Do you you talked about Puppy, saying how he is a very experienced captain character. Um, is there any other player that comes to mind? Like if I ask you, like what player do you really respect a lot? Apart from Puppy, because you already named him. Is there anybody? Because maybe it would be some Chinese guy like Q or something. Maybe it would be interesting for people to know.
Yeah, I really respect also PPD because I really enjoy to draft against him and to play against him. I really like Burning and Fi mainly because Burning also really experienced and Fi is really like young. He's
Mm-hmm.
almost the same as me, but he's like showing me some way to like play the Dota and to improve myself. I can just look at Fi and say, okay, I'll just watch some replay of this guy and I will see what I need to like improve and everything.
Oh, nice. Is there anything? Um, this is maybe a dumb question, but if I ask you, is there anything that you remember now that you learned from watching FY play? Anything in particular where you're like, oh, nice. I learned something new.
I believe when Witch Gaming played with Black, they were playing some style kind of where they playing 3 cores and you don't see any support. Like you don't see FI and Fenrir like for the whole game. Just start thinking where they are. And then I just watched maybe like 50 games of FY and Fenrir and try to understand why I can see them. And then like holy shit, these guys like a ninjas. They're just moving, and I can see them. And after that, I just understand and learn something new for me.
Oh, very nice. So, yeah, it's so you saw that they put a lot of value on not giving the enemy information where they are.
Not right now, but in the past when
Uh-huh.
they played with Black.
Interesting. Cool. Um, One other thing I'd like to ask, now we're slowly wrapping up, we're almost done here. You said, you play Dota and, you say you don't flame the enemy teams, not like, fucking uninstall, blah, blah, blah.
To be honest, I flame every team and every person, but I don't get it public or like outside of my team because sometimes I'm looking at really stupid things that like I'm saying like 10 minutes before like they will do this and they will insta lose game. And in 10 minutes they're doing what I said and they're losing game. Like, oh my god, this game, so boring, they're so stupid, like blah blah blah. But I will never say it on public or someone like into face because like, it's not good.
Okay,
But
but if I ever see you again in person and it's like a party, then I will ask you about this and you will tell me some things, okay?
I will think about it.
All right. But I asked the question more in regards to public games. So when you play pubs, is there anything that happens over and over and over in the pub game that just pisses you off and you want them to stop it?
Oh, at the night, like at early morning, usually playing party with G or Phobos or like Lil, and something it always happen that one guy just goes AFK or just he's just doing something to ruin the game, and you just completely start teething, raging, and everything. And I played the game at night, and my guy just I dived to the tower. We almost killed Invoker, and my god just suddenly stopped, blocked me. Tower make 2 hit more into me, and I died. Then he died, and like I said, "Holy shit, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh my god, you're raging!" Like, what, man? You just like throw our game away, like into trash, and you just don't want to mean. Why am I playing? I'm saying the truth that you just going AFK, just stopping your hero and blocking me. What as a player? Like, I'm telling the truth.
It's very nice to hear that, that you people also have the same problems in pub games.
Like every like pro player, he's really mad about bad plays that he sees in public. But you need to understand that he knew more than you are, and he is doing it not because like he's a bad person, but I would say there is some bad person who blame because they want to blame. But
Yeah.
as for me, sometimes I'm really typing something bad in chat because it's really stupid to see some like bad movements or things that you don't understand. You're just trying to say like, man, you're doing bad stuff, don't do it. And he thinks that you're blaming him, but no, you're just trying to win and trying to like learn to teach something for this guy.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah, it's just so refreshing, dude, because I think lots of people have the same thing. It's a very interesting thing, social dynamics in Dota.
yeah.
Um, Last thing, apart from Dota, I know that this is a very big part of your life, so probably you don't have a lot. You probably are not like a mountain biker or climber or something like that. But when you don't play Dota, is there any special hobbies that you have?
To be honest, no.
All
I
right,
really like
that's
all the time I'm just playing Dota. Maybe I would say that I'm watching anime or serials or films and spending time with my girlfriend. Right now we have a cat, really funny cat
you
who
have a
just
cat.
yeah, like after Major we get a cat and right now he's just destroying our home.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but it's more about like happy, funny and stuff.
Yeah. Um. So you watch animes?
Yes.
What's your favorite?
Code Geass, Sword Art Online.
Oh, nice. I like Code Geass as well, man. What series, anime or not anime, what are you watching right now?
I'm watching Flash and Arrow.
Ah,
I'm
okay.
mm, Marvel, I believe. Yes, I forgot how this comics named.
Is
That
it the one with the girl or?
No, it's like a big galaxy, or I don't know. Wait, let me check.
Yeah, do it.
It's like Marvel, DC, or something, and they have a comics, and now they're doing like serials about comics. I believe it's Marvel.
But this, what's the series? The series is not called Marvel, is it?
I
Or
think series called Marvel,
Oh, okay.
or maybe it's like Marvel Comics or something like
Oh,
that.
I don't know it actually. Okay. Is it? Do you watch that with your girlfriend or by yourself?
I mean, usually I'm watching something when I'm traveling, so most
Okay.
of the time I'm going forward and we can't watch together. But when we are eating, we watch some series like Big Bang Theory,
Yeah.
like American Family. Like I don't, maybe it's not named in English like that, but American Family. Yeah, American Family.
Ah, okay. Yeah, very nice. Okay. What kind of music do you listen to?
Usually, I'm listening some kind of rock, alternative rock, but it's more about my. No, I'm just listening everything, but it depends in some like when I'm traveling, when I'm playing, when I'm just want to chill out, to relax and stuff.
Hmm. Is there any particular band that you listen to right now that you find really good?
I don't think so. I really like Sailderwell. Oh my
Oh,
god,
I don't even know that.
I will.
Is it Cell Dweller? Do you?
Yeah, Sailderweller. I
Ah,
think
okay. Yeah, okay. I know that one.
I'm really bad at spelling it,
Oh,
and
that's fine.
Blue Stachly and something else. Maybe Nightwish. And
Ah, okay. So more like okay, I get you. Okay. Yeah, that's some good music, man. Um, I think that was it. I mean, I did want to ask, TV shows, stuff like that. Do you read like any books?
no, I'm trying to protect my eyes from like going blind and stuff.
Did
It's
you?
it's really stupid to say because I'm playing computers all the time, but I'm really trying to not read books because I don't want to get blind because my parents got a really bad vision really early, like at 30, and
Ah, okay.
that's why I'm not reading books.
Okay. Did you read Harry Potter?
No, I watched it but not read.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, I hope that I satisfied the viewers with asking about the hobbies as well. Very nice to hear about those things. And also what pisses you off in public games. That's also very nice to know. Is there anything, looking back at the things we talked about, the shuffle, the time in Navi, being a captain, Frankfurt Major, Code Geass, is there anything that comes to mind you want to say? Anything
There
left?
is there is only things that I want to say. Like, guys, sorry for my English, but I hope you understand
Oh,
everything what I
absolutely,
say.
dude.
No, I know that is bad. I'm really like trying best, and I hope everyone will understand everything what I say. It, and I hope people will not rage at me for like stupid mistakes in English. But I'm really trying my best.
All right, man. Any shout outs to any particular people, girlfriend, family, anything,
Yeah, shout out
sponsors?
to everyone, fans, haters, to our sponsors, BenQ, G2A, you gaming bets. Shout out to my girlfriend, to my family, but they probably will not watch this, but it doesn't matter.
All right, dude. FNG, thanks so much, man. It's been a very big honor and a pleasure having you on. I wish you best of success with your big risk with Silent, and I think it will be a big challenge because you have been extremely successful. But if anybody can do it, then you can with your team. So good luck, man, and thanks so much.
And thank you, and good luck, you too.
All right. So, guys, this was FNG. Thank you guys for listening. If you want any particular person interviewed in the future, just let me know. And I do want to thank you guys for listening in. Oh, and one last thing. I forgot to mention that I still feel really bad about one thing. Apologies go out to Eternal Envy. Before he went into a game, I was walking next to him and I was trying to I don't know, I was just kind of trying to be funny, but it was before he played a big game, I think versus EG or something, so he was very irritated, and then I felt really, really shitty, so my big apologies, Envy, and if you guys see pro players before a game, try to, just be nice and not disturb them too much. So apologies, still feel shitty about it, hope you can forgive me, and hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out, and I'll see you soon.